I'm Dipesh Patel, editor at Trade, Treasury, Payments. I'm delighted to be joined by the Chief of Digital Trade and Frontier Technologies, Emmanuelle Ganne, as the WTO launches their inaugural publication, the World Trade Review. Emmanuelle, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So let's jump straight into it because the report covers artificial intelligence, AI. How do you see AI transforming trade opportunities for lower income countries and small and medium enterprises? Do you see AI as a leveler of the playing field to make trade more competitive and more accessible for all?
So AI has the potential to significantly boost trade and economic growth for all and to create new opportunities for low-income economies and small businesses, provided the right enabling policies are in place. The report that we just launched includes simulations which show that in a scenario combining investment in digital infrastructure with broad AI adoption, low-income economies would significantly narrow the gap with high-income economies. Their GDP would rise by 15% compared to 8% in a benchmark scenario with no catch-up, while high economies would maintain a 12% growth. So the potential is significant, but there are risks. There are risks, indeed, of AI widening digital divides. The global access to AI is highly uneven. AI uptake is concentrated in large, urban, digitally connected firms, very often from advanced economies, because this is where you have digital connectivity, where you have computing capacity, where you have the right skills, and where you have an enabling policy environment. So there is a digital divide, and this is also mirrored in trade-related policies and in financial support. So great potential, but there are risks of widening the divide, and whether AI becomes a force for convergence or divergence will depend on whether we close the digital divide, invest in skills, and put in place a conducive policy environment.
Thank you very much. So how do we unlock AI as an opportunity? What are those key enablers that are needed to ensure AI contributes meaningfully to inclusive trade-led growth?
Sure. The potential for trade and AI to foster inclusive growth can only be realized if we act deliberately by closing the digital divide, investing in skills, and maintaining an open and predictable trading environment. If you look at the digital divide, practically everybody is connected in high-income economies. In low-income economies, only around 20% of the population is connected. The IMF has estimated that $418 billion are necessary to bring connectivity to unconnected populations. So there is a divide that needs to be addressed if we want these populations to benefit from AI and AI-driven trade. Investing in skills is equally important. While the impact of AI on labor market remains uncertain, investing in education, training, skilling, reskilling, putting in place the appropriate policies that support the development of AI and support workers, so social safety nets, is critical if you want to avoid widening existing inequalities within economies. And maintaining an open and predictable trading system is also very important because trade is the oil of the AI engine. It makes access to goods and services that are critical for the deployment and development of AI essential. So these three elements are really, really important and key enablers.
Thank you, Emmanuelle. So here we are at the WTO. So it's a question about the World Trade Organization. What role should the WTO play in ensuring these AI technologies and their benefits can be more equally and equitably distributed through trade?
Well, WTO rules already support the inclusive deployment and development of AI. Think of the Information and Technology Agreement that eliminates customs duties on critical inputs in the AI supply chain. Think of the General Agreement of Trade in Services, which facilitates AI-enabling services, AI-related services, sorry. Think of the Agreement on Technical Barriers to Trade, which fosters regulatory coherence and encourages the use of international standards, not to mention the Agreement on Trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, which fosters innovation and the further diffusion of technology. Beyond trade rules, the WTO can help broaden participation in AI-driven trade through transparency, through dialogue, through capacity building and technical assistance. We've had discussions on AI inclusiveness at the WTO, especially in the context of the work program on e-commerce. And we also have some technical assistance projects like the Digital Trade for Africa project that we have with the World Bank that support the digital development of dozens of countries. So the WTO already helps promote access to inclusive AI and promotes an inclusive AI transformation. Of course, further WTO commitments on goods and services could help make AI more inclusive, more affordable, broader participation in the Information and Technology Agreement, for example, or updated GATS commitments. And another thing that is important is that trade-related AI challenges go beyond trade. They're rooted in other policy areas. So further, greater coherence with other international organizations, stronger cooperation with other international organizations is critical. But there's one message that I want to pass is that trade and trade rules, trade policies deserve greater attention in AI governance because they are a key enabler of an inclusive AI transformation.
So Emmanuelle, just to conclude, are you hopeful for AI's future role in inclusive trade, or should we be worried?
I'm both hopeful and worried. Hopeful because, as I said, I think AI opens tremendous opportunities, but I'm also worried because there is a risk of widening existing divides. So whether AI truly becomes a force for convergence or divergence really depends on the choices we make today, on the actions we take. I think we are at a time of strategic choice. The AI transformation is well underway, but we're still at the beginning. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out. So now is the time to act, to make sure that AI benefits all.
That was Emmanuelle Ganne, Chief of Digital Trade and Frontier Technologies at the World Trade Organization. The World Trade Report is now available to download. Thank you, Emmanuelle.
Thank you very much.